Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now guys, a lot of you no doubt to be aware that the Nigerian government has proscribed the Shiite organization in Nigeria. So now a bit of background to this just to bring you up to speed before I bring you the story that I'm about to bring you. The Shiites are of course a sect within the religion of Islam. So within the religion of Islam, there are broadly two main sects. There's the Sunnis, which is Sunni, and the Shiites, which is Shiite. So the Sunnis and the Shiites. Now the Sunnis are the majority of the religion of Islam. I think a good 90%. Don't quote me because that's just me estimating, you know, but a good large chunk, the vast majority of that religion is made up of the Sunnis. But then the Shiites, of course, they are believers as well of the same faith. So the difference between the Shiites and the Sunnis is a doctrinal difference, because even though they have broadly the same belief system, they have different understandings of their prophet's pathway, especially the lines of succession within their religion. So I don't really fully understand what their differences are, because of course I am not Muslim, but that's the broad understanding that I have of it. And I'm sure a lot of you who are more detailed, who are more steeped within the religion and an understanding of it will probably explain it better in the comment section. But that's broadly the difference. Is a doctrinal difference, even though they share the same belief system. Now the Sunnis is what Saudi Arabia and their leadership follow there, and the majority of the Muslims, as I said, are of that Sunni extraction, including the majority of the Muslims in Nigeria, and especially the leadership, Malam Buhari, etc. He's a Sunni Muslim too. So now, like I said, the Sunni sect or the Sunni faction of that religion is what they follow in Saudi Arabia. Now conversely, the Shiite movement that follow a different doctrinal position are mainly and largely concentrated in Iran. So the Iranians are the Shiites, and the Saudis and the vast majority of that religion are Sunnis. So that is really the dichotomy within that religion. And of course, you already know the tension between the Saudis and the Iranians. So they are locked in a bitter battle. So that is all well detailed within international news, and you should be up to speed with that. So now, Islam in Nigeria, as I said, is predominantly Sunni, and Malam Buhari, of course, is a Sunni Muslim as well. So now, we all know that there are two things that are key to Buhari, and there are two things that he values the most: his tribe and his religion. So not only is Malam Buhari a Muslim of Sunni extraction, is a devout Muslim of Sunni extraction, and not only is he the devout Muslim of Sunni extraction, is a fervent Muslim of Sunni extraction, and not only is he a fervent Muslim of Sunni extraction, is fanatically religious and fanatical about his tribe. So that is the coloration of that man. So now we now have Malam Buhari now in government, and we have had him now for going on 5 years. So now we've had him in government, and you will recall, like about a year or so into his government, the Nigerian government signed an alliance with the Saudi Arabians, committing the Nigerian military resources towards fighting what they termed as terrorism worldwide under the Saudi umbrella. So they committed the Nigerian military resources towards a Saudi structure structure which was geared in their description to fight terrorism. But really what a lot of people understood that to mean was effectively committing the Nigerian military structures towards fighting a religion-led political position, which is really the conflict between the Sunnis and the Shiites. So this is what people understood that to mean, that effectively the Nigerian military structures, which is made up of all manner of people, including Sunnis, Shiites, Christians, non-believers in anything, etc., has now been committed to a particular religious doctrinal position. So that is what people understood that agreement to mean. So now there's now this ongoing battle between the Nigerian government and the Shiite movement in Nigeria, especially the Shiite movement led by El-Zakzaky. So, but what has brought us to this position is the first question to ask. Well, about around about 2015, 2016, thereabout, the head of the army, General Burutai, I think his name is, was traveling with his convoy, and there were these Sunni protesters who like blocked the road, etc., preventing them from free movement according to what the narrative was at that time. And then there was a conflict then, and as a result of that conflict, El-Zakzaky and his wife were subsequently arrested, and he has been detained ever since. So now there was a judgment, I think it was Justice Kolade Kanda, this is just me going from memory. There was a judgment now saying that this guy should be released unconditionally, but then they've detained him because they've now found other reasons to detain him. Because as you know, in Nigeria, when you get a judgment that releases you, they can either just completely set it aside and ignore it, or release you and then rearrest you immediately under a different set of spurious allegations or accusations. So now this is just that narrative that's been going on with that El-Zakzaky situation. So now with that situation, his followers are of course not pleased. So they go to Abuja every single time, protesting and making noise, disrupting movement, etc., and demanding that their leader be set free, because there's a court judgment to that effect, and also they just want that to be the case anyway. So they go to Abuja to have all these demonstrations and protests, and then of course they come into conflict with the police authorities, and we've all been seeing what's been happening there, and we saw what happened recently with that as well. So with all of that has now led to the proscription of the Shiite movement within the Nigerian structure. So this is a very, very big thing, because I've given you the background now with Malam Buhari being a Sunni Muslim and effectively the Nigerian government being a Sunni government. Because I say the Nigerian government being a Sunni government because a lot of the people that Buhari tends to appoint, we all know, are from the north and from his religion, and a lot of them, a vast majority of them, I think there might be one or so or two Shiites within there, just to fulfill all righteousness, but the predominant religious positioning of the vast majority of the people within the Nigerian structure is northern, Muslim and Sunni. So effectively a Sunni government. So that's effectively what we have in Nigeria. I have no second thoughts about that. What we effectively have in Nigeria is a Sunni government. So now with this situation being as it is, this guy has now made that final decision to proscribe the Shiites. So that proscription, of course, is coming off the back of this constant agitation that the Shiite followers are having in Abuja, disrupting business, causing havoc, etc. So off the back of that, they have now proscribed this Shiite movement. So now that is what they feel gives their decision legitimacy. But what a lot of people are off the mind of is that this position to proscribe the Shiite is actually a follow-on of the ongoing situation between the Sunnis and the Shiites. It's now effectively a Sunni government proscribing the Shiite movement within the Nigerian structure. That is effectively what we have had. So, but is this legal, and is this moral, and is this acceptable? Because Nigeria, of course, is a secular state, and within a secular state, you are allowed to practice whatever religion that is of your choosing and is of your belief. So now them proscribing this Shiite movement now, is this legal? Is it moral? And is it something that can abide? So now, since they proscribed this organization, there's been a lot of backlash from notable Nigerians and Nigerians in general. So guys, with that, I bring you this. Buhari acted immorally, illegally in proscribing Shiite group. This is according to Falana. Buhari acted immorally, illegally in proscribing Shiite group. Femi Falana, lawyer to the leader of the Islamic movement in Nigeria, Ibrahim El-Zakzaky, says President Muhammadu Buhari's regime has acted immorally and illegally in obtaining a court order to proscribe the Shiite group. In a statement, the legal expert said the proscription of the IMN for the demonstrations of the Shiites against the disobedience of court orders by the Buhari regime is immoral and illegal in every material particular. It is particularly opportunistic on the part of the Sunnis occupying public offices to use the instrumentality of the state to liquidate the Shiites. The human rights lawyer noted that the Shia group was proscribed by the Kaduna state government in 2016 but has continued to exist and operate. He added that the group has continued to operate in defiance of the proscription order. Falana urged the government to withdraw the proscription. So this is the full text of what Femi Falana has to say on the immoral and illegal proscription of IMN. The IMN was proscribed by the Kaduna state government in 2016. The proscription was gazetted, but IMN has continued to operate in defiance of the proscription. IPOB was proscribed in 2017 by the Buhari regime via an ex parte order issued by the Federal High Court. In line with the court order, the proscription was gazetted, but IPOB has continued to operate in spite of the proscription. However, in a desperate bid to prevent the Shiite movement from demanding for the release of their detained leader El-Zakzaky and his wife from the custody of the State Security Service, the Buhari administration has proscribed the Islamic movement in Nigeria. Since there are millions of Shiites who belong to IMN, the federal government will soon realize it has merely driven the body underground. In 2003, General Buhari and other members of the defunct All Nigeria People Party held a rally in Kano to protest the rigging of the 2003 general election by Olusegun Obasanjo. The rally was violently attacked by the police on the grounds that the ANPP leaders did not obtain police permits. On the instruction of General Buhari and other ANPP leaders, I challenged the disruption of the rally and the legal validity of police permits for rally and political meetings at the Federal High Court. The case was won by ANPP. Apart from condemning the violent disruption of the rally by the police, the court declared that police permit for rally was illegal and unconstitutional. The appeal filed against the judgment by the police was dismissed by the appeal court. In fact, the justices of the Court of Appeal unanimously held that the right of Nigerians to protest against the policies of the government is part of the freedom of expression guaranteed by the Constitution. Therefore, the proscription of IMN for the demonstrations of the Shiites against the disobedience of court orders by the Buhari regime is immoral and illegal in every material particular. It is particularly optimistic on the part of the Sunnis occupying public offices to use the instrumentality of the state to liquidate the Shiites. The illegal proscription of the IMN should be withdrawn. It will not stand as the fundamental rights of the Shiites to freedom of religion is constitutionally guaranteed. So this is what Femi Falana has to say, that this is not only unconstitutional, this is also immoral. Because as I said, and as he has also now added, it is very convenient for a Sunni government to find reasons to proscribe a Shiite movement, the Shiite of course being their mortal enemy within their own religious following, or within their own religion effectively. So now this is now the present state of play. This is what is going on now, and this is Nigeria as we stand now. They just continue to hammer down and hammer down and hammer down. And when people are talking about all this Fulanization and religious agenda, then this is now it playing out yet again, because we've been seeing this with the Ruga thing, etc., and with the headsmen rolling through now the southern parts of Nigeria to establish their dominance, and now we are now having a proscription of a major religion because there were protesters on the streets of Abuja. I mean, what is the correlation between the two? How do you equate protesters protesting for a particular person to the proscribing of a major religion within the Nigerian space? So you can already tell that there are undertones to this, and these undertones are being picked up by a lot of people, and these undertones are now being detailed in this letter that or this press release or whatever it is that Femi Falana has released. So what is your reading of this situation is what I am inviting. Conversations in the comment section is what we usually do here, so come join me in the comment section to have a chat with me about all this. But before you come join me in the comment section to have that chat, click on the red subscribe button so it turns gray. Bell button notifies you every time I drop a new video. Then come let me know what you are making of all this in the comment section. So I'll leave you here. Carry on with you in the comment section. But here I say peace.